I know you guys ask me all the time, Media Man, where did you get those knit polos and shirts that you usually wear? Oxknit. And you know what's funny about this collaboration is that I was already wearing Oxknit shirts before I reached out to partner with them. I've always liked the clean, vintage-inspired 1960s and 70s style. Sharp collars, quality knit fabric, and that classic look that never really goes out of style. The shirts fit well, they're comfortable, and they match the way I like to dress. So if you're looking to upgrade your wardrobe, check out Oxknit. And if you use my promo code MediaMan, you'll save 15% on your order. And again, thank you for your continued support. Peace. God bless.
An enemy that follows us everywhere. It knows our fears. It knows our weaknesses. It knows exactly where to strike. We search for it in the world around us, in obstacles, in circumstances, in other people, but the truth is far more unsettling. The enemy has been with us all along. It is the voice that whispers, "You are not ready." The doubt that freezes us before we take our first step. The fear that convinces us to surrender before the battle has even begun. No rival can hold us back as much as our own hesitation. No wall is higher than the one we build in our minds. We are our own worst enemy. Yet the moment we confront that enemy, the moment we silence doubt and choose courage, we become unstoppable. Because the greatest victory is not over the world. It is that which is over our own mind.
Go ahead and make sure you click that link, get you some Teach Handley, and support the Media Man YouTube channel, and also support Teach Handley.
my lady, dream of us together, but my vision takes it. Whenever you're in need, it's myself I offer. Soft spot in my heart, and it's getting softer. Weather the storm, hunt, and nothing will harm you. My ebony queen, while I'm your knight in armor. Wish I could tell you how I feel. Here's a kiss. This love for real.
See just how I feel. It's for you.
This love for real.
Don't you know this love is real? It's for you. Can't you see how I feel? Don't you know this love is real? It's for you.
This love for real.
See how I feel? Don't you know this love is real? It's for you. Can't you see how I feel? It's for you. Can't you see just how I love you, baby? I want you, baby.
This love for real.
Don't nobody hold me, don't nobody kiss me the way you do. Nobody, no, don't nobody hold me, don't nobody kiss me the way you do. Nobody. Not a day goes by that I don't burn for you. Find myself yearning for the heaven that you bring me from your black hands. Touch me. Wanna feel you inside me. All I want is you. Love on me.
Allow me to show you something.
Black, run that shit back, man.
Just wanna stimulate your mind. Inside, I wanna know what's inside.
What's going on? Welcome back to another Media Man Live. Thank you guys for tuning in. Greatly appreciate the support. Thank you guys on this Wednesday. Man, we're going to have a great show. I got some amazing content for you guys. Yeah, we got a breakdown that we need to do, and I also developed my own little formula based off of the years that I've been on YouTube to see how the Black community accepts people talk about dating, relationships, and marriage. So I think you guys will definitely enjoy this. And we're definitely going to review Paul Pierce's counterpart, his co-host, Azar. Something is wrong with that woman, man. But we're going to break it down, step by step so we can have some new videos so I can have circulate on social media, especially on Instagram, because I don't know what's going on with that woman. Something is wrong with her, but it is what it is. We'll definitely address it. But you guys will definitely enjoy the content that I had before that. So thank you to Pooh Man for putting all the links in the description. Greatly appreciated. Thank you. There it is right there. Everything in there. Thank you, good brother, for being there. And also, we got Olua in the building. I know it's our Olua. There we go. Thank you for putting the links in the description as well. Thank y'all. Let's see here who we got. And let me see. Let's see here. Is this a troll? Alex Jackson, are you trolling? You gonna stay? Or you gonna want to go home? You let me know. Thank you, Olua, for being here. Greatly appreciate it. And hit that like button. I appreciate all y'all support. Let me see here. I'm looking at the chat. I got it open. I didn't switch over to the super chats just yet. Trying to see if we got any trolls in here. So Alex better speak up before I make the decision on my own. Let's see. All right, just making sure. I don't know if you seen what's going on, man. But if we got people in the chat, man, that's trying to co-sign this woman, and nah, we don't do that here. And you're gonna see why. But yeah, we got a great show going on, man. I don't really have much to start it off. Thank you guys for supporting Real Talk with Keys channel. It's doing well. We finally got it off the ground, so to speak. We moved some things around, changed the algorithm a little bit, so our channel was starting to take off. And let me know, Olua and Pooh Man is let me make sure the picture is good. Let me see here. I know we got a lag. Let me see. We got a small lag. Let me make sure I got everything right. So if it's skipping a little bit, my apologies. I don't know what's been going on with the stream. I've been trying to fix it while I've been up here. But hopefully when I do the replay and I download this, it'll definitely show up clear and good to go. So, okay, Pooh Man said it looks good. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure. Thank you, good brother. Appreciate that, man. So, like I said, I don't want to keep y'all too long because this may be a long form show because I have so much to go over, especially with that woman, Azar. Thank you, Air Force Reek, first super chat of the day. $5 bomb says salute Media Man in chat. Thank you, good brother. Appreciate that. Yeah, now we can get to it. All right. Let's see here. Now we can start the show. So yeah, so make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, and hype the channel, and also this video as well. After the end of the show, this will immediately be placed in the members only chat. So members only will be able to see this live stream. Once I clip the the individual videos up, then everybody else will get to see them. That's just one of the perks of being a Media Man YouTube member. You get access to all the most current live streams. So greatly appreciate y'all support. We're trying to grow that because I got some plans, especially in the some donation type plans. Donations. But yeah, we're gonna do something for that, for the black men and women in the community. So I got something in the works. I'm partnering with some folks, so hopefully we can do our part on the Media Man platform. But anyway, let's get to the first video. This one is going to be funny because with all this talk around decentering men, you would think that women would know better to be under a man's comments, literally shooting their shot and trying to go a particular place with some young man that they see on social media, right? And the reason why I'm calling this decentering men gone wrong is because one of our favorite decenterers, if that's even a word, I saw her into the chat. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about here, there's a young man on social media, on Instagram. His name is Sarky. Let's see, Sarky Ampim, Ampim, right? So I'm assuming he's a model, and he's also a realtor in New York. So he does like relationship and dating content. Like I review some of his videos. He just says what he prefers, what he doesn't like, what he expects a woman to do, what he's not going to do. And it tends to go over well with women, black women in particular, right? So he did a video where he was asking a specific question. And when I went to the comments, I was absolutely floored, because I remember somebody in these spaces said Ted Bundy would have a field day if he was alive in this generation. And you guys will understand exactly why I say that. Let's get to the first video. Here we go. Let's see here.
Come with me to this wedding in Portugal.
Hold on, let me go back.
Portugal.
Listen to what he's saying.
I'm looking for a +1 to come with me to this wedding in Portugal. I'm taking all applications. I'm supposed to go with my ex, but clearly you guys know how that's going, so that can't happen. Let me know. I got the hotels, I got everything. Woman.
Okay, so if you guys didn't hear what he said it was really muffled because he's on the street. He said, I'm looking for a +1 to go to Portugal with me for a wedding, right? And he just put it out there saying, hey, this is what I want to do. I need a +1 because me and my girl, I guess he broke up. So he just was like doing content saying, hey, I'm just looking for a +1. If any ladies want to come with me, let me know. Keep in mind, this is a stranger to all the women in the chat. But the reason why this guy looks so familiar is because of the fact that Laterris Whitfield actually reached out to this young man to be on the New York show, I guess panel show that they did over the weekend. So I remember seeing him on the flyer, and then I saw the video of Laterris Whitfield. I was like, oh, okay, the algorithm must have picked it up that I've been putting some Dear Future Wifey content on Instagram. So that's how he popped up. So let's do some other videos of his. Here we go.
It's funny because they'll hit me up and be like, hey, let me come to New York. I want to come see you in New York. When can I come to New York? Blah, blah, blah. How about when I invite you to New York? Because when you come to New York, guess who has to spend their money? I have to spend my money. You're not going to spend your money. There ain't no 50-50, because that's the ickiest shit I could ever do. So, look, I'll invite you when I'm ready to spend my money for an experience for you. Until then, sit tight, boo-boo.
I came across his brother's videos a couple of days ago, and when I found out he lived in New York, I had to add him to the event that we're doing at Christian Cultural Center on July the 25th.
Ladies, I'm looking for a +1 to come with me to this wedding in Portugal. I'm taking all applications. I was supposed to go with my ex, but clearly you guys know how that's going, so that can't happen. Let me know. I got the hotels, I got everything.
When I saw this video, I said, I want to bring him on and unpack this to find out if he's really intentional about finding his future wife. So meet us July the 25th at 5 o'clock to 7 p.m. at CCC in Brooklyn.
All right. So normally this will be a harmless video, right? You know, he just put out some videos. He does his content. He's trying to grow his platform. I think he's almost close to 80,000 subscribers. Good for him that Laterrence Whitfield finally caught some of his content. So he was invited over the weekend to go on the panel show. So that's good for him. But what shocked me was the offer that he put out in the comments under that video, where he asked a woman, hey, if you want to go with me to Portugal, you could be my +1. I already got the tickets. I already got the hotel. All you got to do is come with me, right? Keep in mind, this is a stranger to women. Y'all ready? Let's look at the comments, shall we? All right, here we go. This woman said, stop playing. How tall are you? He said 6'7". Hey, that's how it's 6'7". That's what they do, right? 6'7". Hold on, let me make sure. Okay, let's see if I can make this a little larger. So she's willing to go on a trip with a stranger. Let's leave it right there. All right. So he said, I'm so overwhelmed. I didn't expect this to blow up. Got 676 comments under that. 12,000 I guess likes, right? And this woman said, after scaling the comments, I know we're wearing green and I'm not booked that weekend. So what's the application, sir? Remember women said that they're not pursuing or competing for a man? Isn't that the discourse in these spaces that women don't compete for men? Exhibit A. This is so good. They supposed to be the centering men, right? Hold on, look. This is either how I met my husband or how I got trafficked. She don't care. Look, this woman said, I'm a professional +1 and I will tear up the dance floor. So she like, hey, it is what it is. So come on with it. Look. My friend put her friend's ad in there, already lives there. No worries. You can take this post down. She'll show you the best parts of this country. This is so good. Look, this woman said, laugh my ass off. What are the odds that I'll already be in Portugal for Labor Day weekend? Oh, okay. And this is a woman her name is Dr. Proctor. She said, I'm the first Black woman to pilot a spaceship. So I love to travel. 3, 2, 1, let's go. And lo and behold, this woman is a literal astronaut. Okay. And she's literally shooting her shot to a strange man to go to Portugal. It don't take much. This woman said, don't fall for it, ladies. This is AI. It's not AI. It's real dude. Look, this woman said, I volunteer myself if I can be assured, red rum is not included in the travel package. So if this dude was a deleter, all he got to be like, oh, no, I ain't planning on deleting you. You can come on with me. She don't care. Look, this woman said, again, another woman said, is this going to be the story of how I got trafficked? Because when is the wedding? She ready to go. This, I think is this a woman or a man? This may be a dude. Oh, it's a woman. You fine, but I watch Investigation Discovery. Okay, cool. You quick on your feet. Your antennas was good. Look, wait, hold on. This brother said, man, y'all easy. And then the woman said, you see these easily kidnappable women in here? Exhibit A. What are we supposed to do? And then the dude said, these comments are top tier. This woman said, interesting side quest. Where's the link to apply? Is this competing? Y'all let me know. Are women competing in this comment section? Or this is just jokes? I may be reading too much into it. Are some of these women serious? Are they just playing? Y'all let me know, okay? This woman, she trying to play the nonchalant, hi. No likes for you, sister. Look, this woman said, I'm packing now. When do we leave? I'm passport ready. Oh, we got you. Now, y'all gonna flip out on this one. This woman that y'all finna see in the comments, she hates Black men. Okay, and y'all know she hate black men because I done did like 2 or 3 videos on this woman where she was trying to say everything, you know what I'm saying, in the book about black men. But lo and behold, this woman is in the comments. Bing bong, Yamanika. Yamanika Sanders is under this man's comment section saying, funny thing is, I'm already going to be in Portugal. What were the dates again? So I can get my ticket to Portugal. Oh, okay, Yamanika. All right, okay. I thought she didn't like black men. It must be American black men. You know, I think this is an African brother. You know what I'm saying? Maybe from Nigeria or something like that. So she has stipulations on the hatred. But she in the comment section. Very interesting. Yeah. And also, hold on. This woman said, I vote for Yamanika. You will have the best time. And then Chelsea Handler, who was Yamanika's friend, she said, that's a lie. Yamanika, you're recording that day. However, I'm free and we'll stay at the hotel I already have booked. So Chelsea Handler, she like the brothers. Ain't that the one that was with 50 Cent? Oh yeah. So she trying to put her band in too. They competing, ain't they? Yeah. They squabbling now. Look, Yamanika said, be quiet. I'm trying to do something. She's trying to do something. Hold on. Wait. Look, this woman said, oh, this is it was one of them that y'all gonna flip out. This woman said, fine, I volunteer as tribute. I'll be in Paris, so easy. Where do we submit the application? This sounds like competing. I thought they were supposed to be decentering men, right? Yeah. Hold on, let's see. This woman said, I'm down just for the plot. Okay. And then this woman says, I need to know who getting married first. Okay. I need a follow-up reel. I want to see who made the cut. Who made the cut? Ain't that like you're auditioning for a spot on the team? Wouldn't we consider that competing? Very interesting. I don't know, sisterhood. Don't seem like that, that decentering of men is working. I don't know. Let me see it. Say less. Do you have global entry? Okay. I'm available. Look, somebody said future Dateline episode loading. Hold on. Hey, now this one, man, I promise you, y'all gonna flip out. This woman said, I'm married, but my husband would understand because he knows I love a wedding and international getaways. No laughing, no nothing. She's straight to it. Now, if this was your wife that you saw under this man's post saying this, would you divorce this woman? Immediately. Are you serious? This is a married woman. And I know, I get it. Even if this is a joke, for her to put this under that man's comment section, this is absolutely diabolical. This is wild work. Lord have mercy. This is hilarious. They laughing like, oh, it's funny. I was wondering how I'd sell this to my husband. This is perfect. See? Women who married in there, it's nothing. But then if her husband said, oh, baby, I was just joking. Ain't nothing. Yeah. Goodness. Wait, okay. Now, when I said our favorite decenterer, she in the comments. But look what she did. She tried to play a little nonchalant role. Watch this. Y'all gonna flip out. Melissa Ford. Melissa Ford, the world's most famous decenterer, is in this man's comments. She said, LOL, I see a lot of my girlfriends in this comment section. I'm a roast y'all when I see you. So look, let me tell you what she did there. She trying to act like she ain't with it, but she decided to comment. You know that dude, what they call him, the nonchalant guy that's trying to sit back in the cut. You act a little nonchalant, act like you ain't interested in the huzz, like y'all say, young folks say, right? So he's sitting back in the cut, seeing the girl like, why are you so quiet over there? You don't want them to drink. Why you don't say nothing? That's what he think is going to happen. That's what Melissa Ford is doing. She's trying to be like, I ain't like you birds over here. I'm going to just say, I see y'all and I'm going to roast y'all. So Melissa Ford just found out that her friend circle is not decentering men like she is. I thought for a fact that Melissa Ford said women are taking to decentering men. This, in fact, is not decentering men. And you know what's funny? Somebody called her out. Look, this woman said, "You're here too." Yeah, why you here? If you didn't care, why you coming? I thought this was very interesting. See, yeah, we know. Yeah. We get it now. Yeah.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By then it was nothing to me but blight.
Yeah, we know. We caught you. We know the game. You see how she trying? Yeah, I'm gonna put my comment there. People know my name, Melissa Ford. This woman said he should take you. So she's probably waiting for him to just kind of reach out on his own and be like, "Yeah, I saw you in the comment section. I'm glad that you wasn't one of the girls who said that you wanted to go. So that's what made you different. That's that nonchalant little game that she's trying to play. I wonder if it's gonna work. You sneak. You're supposed to be decentering. I know it. It's about roast them hard. If you ever see them again, yeah. If they end up going, they don't know this dude. Caught all y'all asses. So yeah. So that was the end of it. But if you want to, I'm pretty sure Laterris Whitfield, the Dear Future Wifey podcast, is going to put out this episode very shortly. He usually puts out the conferences or the panel shows a little bit later. This actually just happened on the 25th. So hopefully he puts it out and we'll definitely review it because I want to see what this young man has to say. So here it is, guys, just to give Laterris Whitfield some shine for putting these things together. So there you have it, man. Doesn't seem like the ladies are really decentering men these days. What do y'all think? Yeah, was that decentering or not? They are literally competing under a stranger's page. And this brother, he's been on Tamra Hill. I forgot how to say that the woman's name. Beautiful black woman. She's been on Tamra Hall. Excuse me. He's been on her show, I guess, doing like dating commentary or whatever. But yeah, if you want to support the brother, man, he didn't do nothing wrong. He was just making content. And he didn't know that it was going to blow up the way it did. And all of these women, primarily black women, were literally shooting their shot to a man. I thought that was, off code. I thought women weren't supposed to shoot their shot. But if this dude he's 6'7", they like how he looked. So they like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and do what I got to do. Even married women in the comment section saying, hey, we can go. But like I said, I know that people will see this. And women will see this and they'll say, oh, that married woman was just joking. But imagine if your husband did that to some woman. If some woman was like, hey, yo, I got this ticket. I'm just looking for a man to come with me. And your husband is under the comment section saying, hey, I want to go. Would you feel upset about that? Think about what I'm saying here. Even though if you ask your husband, why you commenting that under that woman's page? Oh, baby, I was just joking. Ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing along with the game. Would you be like, oh, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and get some ice cream? It'd be done, right? Yeah, think about what. Yeah, you believe him, right? He's just playing. Ain't nothing. Let's go on about our day. What we about to do? Yeah. Think about it. So before you say that married woman was playing, think about that situation, that scenario that I just painted for you. Okay? Yeah. But we caught y'all asses. Melissa Ford, you better tell your friends, man. They better start listening to you, and try and decenter these men, right? That's what you doing. And you said women was following you. So what happened? What's up? Shout out to Marty Marr. This is good, man. Oh, yeah, we caught your ass. We know it. We know. What up? Dante Bryan with the $5 bomb said, brother WM. Good to see you here as always. 67 Jules. I love that. Wait, I'm gonna mess this up. Yamas E promise. And I'm sorry, brother. Let me know how to say that. I'm probably not splitting the words. 67 Jews. 6'7". 6'7". The kids. See, I got it. Let's see here. Edwards Reed, $5 super chat said, is it safe to say if you are aesthetically pleasing to a woman, they will put their life in danger? Not all, but some women. Yeah, man. I've been trying to explain. We know the game. You know what I'm saying? Looks are first. Air Force Reed, you've been in these spaces. You know that. You don't listen to what women say. You watch what they do and what they respond to. We know the game, man. I wouldn't spend so much time trying to tell y'all to get in shape because I know that women will say something different. Character integrity, that's what they're going to say, when somebody is asking them the question. But at the end of the day, they will push all that aside if they are aroused by a man. And as soon as that brother said that he was 6'7", because that matters on the dating market, then that's when all the comments start flooding in. Hey, you see it in real life. And I agree with you, Air Force Reek. It's not all women. So I don't want to put that on all women, but it's I think I'm safe to say that it's the majority that place a lot of emphasis on looks first, money second. You know what I'm saying? Because looks first, because they will literally give a man a baby and they don't even know his middle name. And yes, that has happened before on Kendra G's show. I think I just watched one of Real Talk with Keys reviews of that show, and one woman was saying, Kendra called it out, like how you have sex with a man after 2 weeks and then you get pregnant by him. It happens. Okay, so looks first. Wrench Turner, $5 super chat said, the game is cooked when a 60-year-old astronaut is trying to get chosen. Hey, a whole astronaut, the first first black woman astronaut to pilot a spaceship, and she in the comment section, lady, you suppose, man. Oh, it's all bad, bro. It's no good. Let me see here. Hey, what's going on? Essential entities. What up, though? But yeah, we know the game, man. We know. But yeah, shout out to that brother. He just doing what he got to do. He got to get them, what I'm saying, throw some bait out there. And he got millions of women, thousands, millions of women reaching out to him. Yeah, so shout out to him, man. He just helped me, push, make some good content out of this. I think this is going to be very telling moving forward. So thank him. So let me see here. Here we go. Wait, Yamas. I'm gonna just say Yamas. With the 30 jewels. I love that clutch. Cole, what that say on your hat? I'm always looking at people's profile pictures. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. All right. So got some more content, of course. Yeah, man, I have to put all this together, but I saw how I want to set this up. Let me see. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just play this video first, and then we'll get into the next video. Give me a second. Let's just play this first. Hold on, let's see here. Where is it? All right, here we go. Before I go, let me address one more narrative. You can date whoever you want. Just don't talk bad about black women. My question is, or what? What is the black community actually going to do to a man who says that he stopped dating black women because of his negative experiences? Nothing. And truthfully, I think the black men who go out of their way to publicly degrade black women while dating outside their race are corny as hell. But if that's how they feel, then black women should take that as an automatic disqualifier and keep it moving. But let's stop pretending like the backlash only happens when someone is disrespectful. Look at the receipts. Jay Ellis from the HBO show Insecure, Childish Gambino, Amari Hardwick, Mike Coulter.
I saw you on Wendy Williams when you came out, the girls was cheering. And then she showed a picture of your wife.
And they got quiet.
Wife, and they was like,
yeah. And listen,
how do you take that?
Here's the thing. Listen, I love my sisters. I don't know, people always go, man, that's tight. Listen, just because if somebody caught a sister walking around with a 6'7" brother, is that her type? That's the only kind? Or next week she saw him walking with a short guy, a Spanish guy. Do we have to have a type? My thing is I'm a human being. I look at people from character and what's inside. I'm not into yes, physically, that's one thing, but you got to be on the same page. So I met my wife when I was struggling and I was in grad school. So listen, she stuck with me. I'm 16 years. It's a long way.
She was shooting in the gym.
Yes.
All right. So the reason why I played that video is to show you guys that all of those black men who have white wives have never said anything negative about black women. at all, because that's the narrative in our community. As long as you don't talk bad about black women, we don't care who you date, right? Okay, so all of those men, Childish Gambino, Jay Ellis, Mike Coulter, never said anything negative about black women, but for some odd reason, those brothers get cooked to the point that Jay Ellis had to turn off his comments when he got married to his wife. Childish Gambino gets cooked because he has a show called Atlanta, and he does very woke type of rap, good rap, mind you, but they don't think that adds up because of his white wife or his white girlfriend, and they have kids together. And also Mike Coulter said, hey, I met my wife in grad school when I didn't have anything. So they never said anything negative about black women. Fast forward to present day, we just found out that we have a new Black Panther, right? Did y'all see that? If you didn't, let me remind you.
Remember, Letitia Wright's Shuri took up the mantle of the Black Panther following the passing of Chadwick Boseman and his character T'Challa. While Ryan Coogler was developing Wakanda Forever, they faced countless challenges, rewrites, reshoots, and what I'd argue was a complete reimagining of the script. Despite losing their friend and their leading man, the casting crew created a sequel that honored Chadwick's legacy while introducing a new era for Wakanda. Not only did Shuri become the new Black Panther, but the movie also revealed that T'Challa and Nakia had a son, a child whose future is now taking center stage in Black Panther 3. So Marvel confirmed that Black Panther was officially in development a long time ago, with former Marvel Studios VP of Production and Development Nate Moore. Around that same time, though, in November 2024, during the Gladiator 2 press tour, Denzel Washington casually revealed that Ryan Coogler was writing a role for him in the movie. And at the time, Marvel hadn't really confirmed anything, so fans weren't sure if Denzel had accidentally let something slip or if plans could still change. But in June 2025, Coogler put all that speculation to rest when he confirmed his involvement during the 7 p.m. in Brooklyn podcast. When Ryan Coogler took to Hall H, he invited Letitia Wright and Winston C. Duke to join him in welcoming David Johnson.
I'd like to give a warm welcome to our new Black Panther, Mr. David Johnson. This young man.
I want to say thank you so much. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you to this amazing family that I have the honor and the privilege and the blessing to join.
All right, so let's stop right there. Now, I saw this young man play the star role in the movie The Long Walk. That was an amazing movie, and while I was watching it, I was like, man, that young man is a great actor. I didn't even know who he was. And it was a bunch of young actors in that movie. If you guys haven't seen it, please do so. It's called The Long Walk. It's actually a horror movie, but you would never think it is. But it was a great movie. He was amazing in that, right? Now, have you ever heard this young man say anything negative about black women? Anything? Do you guys even know who this is? Let me know. Because remember, the narrative in the black community is that as long as a black man doesn't say anything about black women, then he's good. They don't care who he dates. Fast forward to a picture being circulated on all these social media platforms ran by black folks, showing that this young man, after he got announced as a new Black Panther, he was with a bunch of white women. Okay? I thought that was supposed to apply. Black community, that's what we're supposed to say. That's what the narrative is, right? All right, so let's hear what this black woman has to say.
Ryan Coogler, please come to the front of the congregation. We need to have a word with you, sir. We don't want this man as our new king, Black Panther. Listen, I for one don't care who people date, but a Black Panther.
You hear that? She tried to, I guess validate herself by saying, I don't care who people date, but why are you making this video? That's how they try and do, I don't care who people date. Listen, you would think that she knows this man.
Panther means so much to our culture and represents so much within our culture. The way the actor who plays the Black Panther behaves in his real life matters. We loved Chadwick because of who he was off the screen. Okay, not only because of how great he was in the movie, but also because of who he was off the screen. He was a very generous giver. He was a good person. He loved his wife, a family man, an educated man. That's what we want. We want somebody like that. This guy, I don't need to see anything more. I don't know anything about this man, but I've seen enough. I don't need to see anything more. He's not it. We don't need a man who prefers the snow bunnies to be.
He's never said anything bad about black women. And you said that he prefers snow bunnies, and that's the reason why you don't want him playing the new Black Panther. She's not done. She's not done.
Representing us in that way. Not only that, but he looks frail and fragile. I mean, look at him. He's a short king. That's a no-no for one. Okay, we all know that the short kings tend to be a little insecure, and they tend to have Napoleon complex, and you know, they be a little aggressive sometimes. You don't need.
Shame, insults, guilt, the need to be right. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. This brother has done nothing to this woman. And he's getting cooked for no reason. It's our community, black women. Boy, I say black women because it was clones of her in the comment section.
That energy coming off of our king Black Panther. Not only that, but look at his body language. He's all hunched over. Shoulders just scream insecure. You know, it's just, this is not the guy. This is not the guy. What happened to Damson Idris? I heard all kind of rumors that it was going to be Damson. That's who we want as the next Black Panther. Not this guy. I mean, look, Ryan. He got the woman holding the door open for him. Come on, Ryan. This is not the guy. And let me just say, if Jonathan Majors taught us anything, is that black people are not going to rally and stand behind our black superheroes who prefer the snow bunnies.
It's weird that they got pulled like that, man. Y'all don't have pulled like that. And a prime example of that is the Shits and Gigs podcast. You remember when black women tried to cancel them because they said that they didn't like Atlanta women? Them brothers still got millions of subscribers and followers all across social media. And black women tried to cancel them because they didn't prefer the women in Atlanta. That's absolutely nuts. Yes, that happened. Okay. So she's under the impression that people are going to change the new Black Panther because she and a couple other bitter women don't like this dude because they think that he likes white women. And again, he's never said anything negative about black women.
No. Black women are the leaders of this culture.
Oh.
And if we are happy and satisfied, it's going down.
See, that's how a lot of black women think. Not all of them. They like, hey, man, you guys got to make sure you step and fetch for us.
Like I said, I don't care who anybody dates, but in this particular
situation. You sure? You sure about that? Shout out to Average Man Unplugged. You sure about that? You sure about that? That's the second time you said that you don't care. But, I mean, it seems like you have some disdain for this young man. He ain't did nothing to you.
Situation when we're referring to the Black Panther, he cannot be a lover of the snow bunnies. Look at all these snow bunnies around him. Look at this. Don't ruin the franchise, Ryan, for him. It's not too late. Have y'all started filming yet? It's not too late. Fire this man. Hire Damson.
Told him to fire the guy.
Please hire Damson. I feel like there's so many choices and so many options. There was no need to pick the insecure short king who prefers the snow bunnies. I know. Some of y'all gonna eat me up for this take. I don't care, because watch me be right. I'm never wrong about these things. The culture is not going to receive this man as their Black Panther. They aren't. You can tell by the way he's slunched over. He's insecure. We don't want that.
I mean, I think we could put that conversation to rest that the only time black women have an issue with the black man who dates or marries outside his race is when he talks crazy about black women. I think we can go ahead and get rid of that. What do y'all think? We can get rid of that? Oh, we're not done. We haven't even got to the comments yet. These were the comments under the post that actually posted this picture of him, right? And hold on, we're not done. Let's get back to it. Let me get rid of this. Let's go to the comments. Let's see what's going on in there. What black women saying. So this black woman said, just a reminder that we black women can silently take back our support whenever we want. We have agency. A lot of these black male artists rely on our support. So if you feel you don't want to support someone that doesn't date us, it's absolutely fine. There it is. Exhibit A. Let's see here. Brad Pitt used to date black women. What do you think his agents made him do? That's funny. As this one says, same for black men after this season of Love Island. Any black man reading this, know that you don't have to ever support any black woman because apparently only they can date outside of their race and you can't. Y'all are another else. Y'all are something else. I'm pretty sure it's gonna say that. Y'all are something else, I swear. Yeah, it's kind of blatant right now. So we see the game. Let's see here. Exactly. This is what agency looks like. Lord have mercy. I'll pass. Give me a Black Panther that prefers black women. Ain't a Black Panther in sight. This is not our Black Panther. It's not giving T'Challa aura. Pause. I don't think Black Panther would be moving like this. Wait, let's see. Y'all, then look, this person clarified, right? Y'all, those are his agents and publicists. The brunette is also Paul Mescal's publicist. You can spot her in a bunch of pictures with him too. So apparently that's his agents and publicists. And then look, this woman's third pick is kind of coupley, but I don't know. And then she said again, you don't see the issue in people slandering him in these comments because they think he's messing around with the women on his team. And said wrong. She was there when he won his BAFTA award and they kissed before he went on stage, and then he thanked his love in his speech and the camera cut to her crying and smiling. Somebody said wrong. We got to do some review on that, but it don't even really matter. But at the end of the day, man, black men, I think I've done a great job. So I think I've done a great job of showing you guys and cataloging how black men's dating habits and who black men date have always been under a microscope, always been scrutinized. It doesn't matter what black women do, Venus and Serena, it is what it is. You don't see black men crashing out about that, whatever. But for y'all, it's always going to be an issue. So you cannot trust the black community when they say that they don't care about what black men do. Yes, y'all do care. And apparently that was his publicist and all this type of stuff, agents and things. But even if that was his girlfriend or his wife, why do you care? He didn't say anything about black women. Obviously, Ryan Coogler thinks he's the man for the job. So why are we not supporting him? God, dog, it's like black men are always police. It is crazy, man. But yeah, there you have it, man. Shout out to the young man. He's a great actor. He was actually classically trained in one of the best schools, I believe, in the United Kingdom or something like that, in London. So he's very qualified. He's an amazing actor. Go watch The Long Walk. And I think he was in Aliens Romulus as well. And that movie was kind of booty, but he was the best part of it. I think he was the best actor, in my opinion. He's a great actor. So, I mean, shout out to him, and I hope he does well. I'll be front row for Black Panther Part 3, okay? So, just absolutely embarrassing. So, black women, man, and not all of y'all, but a majority of y'all is not looking good for this narrative that y'all don't care. So, damn. Oh, boy. It's always something. Let's see here. Yamas, I promise. $5 Super just said, thank you for saying my name right. Oh, man, I'm Thought I was saying it wrong. It said, and my hat says Southern Soldier because I'm Atlanta Street certified. Okay. And plus that's the name of my song. Oh, okay. I'm about to check it out. Brother, I don't know if you understand whose platform you on. I always support the young artists or the people who aren't as known or whatever. I'm not sure if you know it or not, man, but I'm always putting people on, man. So yeah, I'll check it out, man. Thank you. Let's see here. HVAC Man, $5 super chat said he will be great. Intergalactic Wakanda is coming 2028. I don't care for this FBA versus greater diaspora war anymore. Chadwick would approve. Okay, cool. And then HVAC Man, $5 super chat said black women secretly love white women because they can't get them off the brain. I'm sensing rainbow and black women with this mindset. Yeah, I don't know what it is, and especially HVAC Man, like you see a significant amount of black women trying to use white men as somewhat of a threat to black men. Like, hey, if we stop wanting to marry y'all, then we could just marry white men. It's not that simple. It's just kind of weird to me at this point. Very interesting. Let's see here. HVAC Man, $5 super said black women don't run anything. What do y'all run except being man? Come on, man. BB's NFL linebackers and defensive linemen, brother. Come on, man. Big backs. Okay. That's funny. HVAC Man, $5 super chat said this brother has Marvel in the greater world audience. American black women, no one ain't worried, y'all. He has Marvel. If it was DC, then them too. Absolutely, man. Thank you, brother. Let's see here. All right. Thank you, HVAC Man. Unloading the clip. I love that word, man. I'm sorry. Big backs was funny. It's a song that was that big back. All right. God forgive me. HVAC Man fault. All right. Yo. All right. So Jesus, this guy, he gonna have me in trouble, man. Out of here. All right. So let's get to this woman, Azar. This may be a long kind of review or whatever, but if you guys didn't see the most recent The Truth After Dark live stream, somebody sent me the clip of her going crazy on black men for some odd reason. And sometimes people can get tricked by women like this because on one hand, she'll say one positive thing about black men, and then the rest, she's spewing off ill-informed talking points about black men, saying the most degrading things, all types of stuff, right? So what we're going to do is go point by point, and I'll address point by point. And this is not necessarily for her, but I'm going to use her as a jump off point because it's going to lead to something. And I want you guys to be here to see this at the end. All right. So hold on. Let me see which one we got first. I want y'all to see if you hear some things. Let's see here. All right. So first of all, let's start with the positive. And like I said, sometimes she'll say something positive and black men will be like, yeah, but then you got to watch it. Here we go.
That I want to say, and then we're going to wrap up, and then
let me go back.
One last thing that I want to say, and then we're going to wrap up, and that I'm so proud of. So marriage statistics, 89% of black men earning 6+ figures are married to black women.
Say that again.
89% of black men earning 6+ figures are married to black women. Clock that. I love that. That's really dope. So when we're talking about, oh, these men don't like black women, they do.
All right. So again, that was a positive, but let me correct her. No, it's 83%. And this was a study done by Tolson and Marks in 2021. You guys, you can go on my Instagram page. I've already reviewed that. We don't need the statistic to know that black men prefer black women. Every race of men prefers their own women, okay? So that's not a flex. I mean, that's not something new. And if you would be in these spaces and you knew the statistics, you would have been able to, to cite your source. So I'm letting you guys know right now, Tolson and Marks, they actually did the report. It is 83%. 83% of black men who make over $100,000 or more of the married black men, they are married to black women, according to the 2021 study. Okay, that may have slightly changed due to the fact that the marriage numbers have changed a little bit, but it's still around there. It's very high, above 80%. Okay, so yeah, so I wanted to start there. So let's go to the next one. Let's see here. Now, let me know if y'all hear something.
And you said why it's difficult to date a black man, and you said all these emotional intelligence, all these things, but it's bigger than that.
I agree.
It's more than that. It's not about how you was raised. It's not about emotional this or that. I'm gonna tell you why it's difficult, because black men, we are the most attractive race. We got more options than any other race. So the attack on us is more than any. It's like the peer pressure on us is like, damn, I got girls from all over the world trying to get at me.
I don't think that that's a part of it. I think that's a smaller part of it, honestly.
But that's a piece of
No, she don't like that. And it's actually true. It's been a bunch of studies done about this, where black men are highly desired, not necessarily for marriage, because of the fact that white men are still at the top. I think all races of men, and I remember in the Dating Divide book, even black women sent white men the most messages or something like that. But yeah, white men, because people associate white men with having more resources because they are, the majority race in the United States. But as far as like attractiveness, black men can literally go damn near anywhere in the world, and they will be, women out there who are attracted primarily to black men. You can go on social media, TikTok, doing those street interviews. Every woman from around the world love black men. Okay, I've been all across this world. It's true. All right, but yeah, so that's what he's referring to. And again, in this comment or in these videos, don't expect much from Paul Pierce, because he is unaware of what's going on with black men. So she's going to be able to say all of this foolery, and all you're going to see Paul Pierce do is sit there and nod and say, yep, and try and put his little 2 cents in there. But he is absolutely unaware of what black men are doing. And that's why I say it's very important for black men to know black men. Because when you have women like this who hate black men and you sit there, it seems like you're co-signing her message because you don't know and you're unaware. It's embarrassing for one, and then it gets to me and now I got to address it. Okay? So that's why it's important that black men, we know black men in regards to the statistics and where we stand. Okay? You cannot leave our ethnic image up to women like this. Okay? Let's continue.
It's a piece of it, but
that's the temptation part of it.
That's the temptation of why black men cheat. We get that, but that's not what I'm even talking about. We know black men are going to cheat.
So, and she's saying we know black men are going to cheat. That's a dig, man. I keep telling y'all, everybody cheats. And I know, Lord have mercy, this is crazy.
We not even talking about that.
The temptations are greater on us than any other race, though.
And the temptations for black women are great too, especially if you have a body and you have this and you're fine.
The temptations on our race is more greater.
Of course. We're sexualized, we're fetishized,
black
and
men
all
are
that.
sexualized and fetishized.
Yeah, but like the thing is that's only a small of the bigger picture. I'm talking about when you're in a relationship with a man or you're married to a man, and maybe cheating is a small part of the relationship. He may have fucked up once or twice, but I'm talking about the everyday issues where a man can't communicate, where he suppresses his feelings, where he don't tell you shit, or because he's not taught to be like that. And it sucks because you feel bad for the man, because you don't even want to blame him, because you're like, you ain't even had the resources or the tools or the environment. Half of them don't have no father.
I told y'all I was going to hear something. There it is again. Half y'all don't have no father. Are black women, if that was true, are black women absolved from this? So that's how she's trying to justify her talking point of saying black men are all effed up because of all of these reasons.
To actually show you how to be that way.
Yeah.
So it's fucked up. And I'm talking about the day-to-day shit.
Yeah.
The everyday shit on just being a partner. You know what I mean? And it's just in return, black women have difficulty in certain aspects too.
But also,
Now you see how she was able to lay out all the issues that black men have, but then she dialed it back. It was like black women have some issues and didn't even elaborate on what she was talking about. Interesting.
As a black man, especially in my era, we didn't grow up with a 2-parent household.
Exactly.
So
there it is again. You see, Paul Pierce don't know black men. They don't know the black community.
we didn't know what that
That's what
looked
I'm
like.
saying.
That's what you're saying. So
Yeah.
I don't, we didn't know what the dynamic of that really looked like or how
Exactly.
you were supposed to be. So it's difficult when you ain't grow up seeing it to try to implement it into your life.
100%.
And then you like, damn, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see
You didn't have
it.
any examples
I didn't have no
of
examples
how
of it,
to- yeah.
everyday examples. So
Exactly.
that's the reason also.
That's a big one. You don't have an example on how to
Yeah.
see how a man treats a woman or how he communicates or how he protects her or all these things. And you're just going off of other shit that you hear or whatever it is. And that's difficult for a black man.
See, now she's trying to make it seem like she's, I guess, on black men's side. But when you try and bring in certain statistics and it gets to me, I know that you're wrong. Okay. And I'm going to prove it to you in a second. Because like I said, man, this shit got to stop. And black men, especially black men with platforms, Paul Pierce, you got to do better. You cannot sit there and let that woman talk crazy about black men without checking her first. For saying that, hey, hold on, before you say this type of stuff, you need to make sure that you substantiate these points and claims that you're making about all black men. But for some odd reason, people don't take an interest in that and they adopt these certain talking points. Even Paul Pierce is saying, yeah, we didn't grow up with dads. She said that half of them don't even have dads. How half of black men don't even have dads? Does that make any sense? People say that. I'm like, where the hell y'all get this stuff from? But here's the difference between my platform and a lot of other platforms. I'm not going to respond with another, anecdote and all this type of stuff or whatever. Not going to do that. Okay? I'm going to compare those claims against the best available data, as you guys know that I always do. Because when you're talking about roughly 23 million black men in the United States, our conclusions shouldn't rest on one relationship, one family member, whatever, social media, whatever she was trying to paint. So her first claim was that black men grow up without fathers and that many of the relationship problems that we see today are from that. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is separate two different concepts that often get blended together. Household structure and father involvement are not the same thing. Okay, a child can grow up outside a two-parent household and still have an actively involved father. So when you say half of them don't have fathers, what are you trying to say? Are you getting that mixed up? I would think so. Okay. And again, living in the same household doesn't automatically tell us how involved the parent is. So that can be true as well. Those are different questions, and good research measures them separately. Okay. That's why I often reference the work from the National Center for Family and Marriage Research at Bowling Green State University. One of their reports found that 55% of black fathers live with all of their children, and an additional 18% live with some of their children. That tells us fatherhood is more nuanced than a simple stereotype of black fathers being absent. Now, let's look at another question. Who is actually becoming a parent? Because I don't think black women are fully aware of what's going on in our community. Azar, according to the National Survey of Family Growth, one of the major federal surveys used to study fertility and family formation, the 2015 to 2019 estimates showed that 46% of black men have ever fathered a biological child, while 61% of black women had ever given birth. Here's why this is important to any black woman that is listening and you hate black men. If someone walks away from this conversation believing that most black men are recklessly fathering children, that isn't what the estimates show. In that survey period, a majority of black men have never fathered a biological child, while a larger share of black women had become mothers. Those numbers don't answer every question about family formation, but they do remind us that broader narratives need to be checked against data. Paul Pierce, this is where you come in, brother, okay? And that's really the theme of my entire response. I'm not asking, can someone point to examples? Of course they can. We're asking, what do the population level data show? Those are two completely different standards. So when we talk about Black fathers, let's talk about Black fathers based on research and not assumptions, not stereotypes, and not the worst examples that we see online. Because once you start looking at the evidence instead of, these narratives, the picture becomes more complicated than the one that was presented in this damn clip. Okay? This is it's absolutely crazy, man. It's these women, bro, they got issues. I don't know what this low level gutter hate for Black men comes into play. It's absolutely nuts. And don't worry, I see you guys comments in the chat saying, is she even Black? I got something for that. This is all going to tie in to my overarching point. So let's address another point of hers, therapy.
Able to talk about it. White people in different communities, they talk about their feelings. They go to therapy. Black men are that is stigmatized for Black men. So they are forced to hide their feelings, hide their fears. Don't cry. Be strong. Shut the fuck up. Be a man. No one gives a fuck. That's how Black men are raised. And that's how they are viewed in the world. Yeah. No one gives a fuck about their problems. So now when Black men come to a relationship, they are bringing all of that baggage and that trauma, and they don't know how to work through it because
as she's talking all this stuff, if you guys look to the right, you'll see the mental health in the Black community statistics. Just go ahead and check that out.
No one ever taught them how to communicate, how to work through their problems, how to be emotionally intelligent and mature, how to be self-aware. They don't have the tools and the resources to become that, especially older Black men. There's way more resources now, but even with the resources, they are not taught to use them.
Yeah.
So now Black men are fucking difficult today. I remember my sister, who's been married since she was 23 years old to a Black man. She's my best friend. She literally told me when I was young, she said, sis, I'm gonna tell you this, you like Black men, you gotta be strong to date a Black man. It's a different type of thing. You gotta be strong. You gotta have a backbone. You gotta know who you are as a woman. You gotta be secure because dating a Black man is not a walk in the motherfucking park.
Now, she said all that negativity about Black men, and what did you hear Paul Pierce say? Nothing. That's a problem. Black men, that's a problem. That's why it's important that you guys have to separate yourselves from just trying to get clicks, likes, and views. Because this woman shouldn't even be on the platform saying stuff like this, especially about Black men. And you guys you just sit there and it's embarrassing, man. Let me be clear before somebody deliberately misunderstands my point. I am not against therapy. Y'all know that. I've worked in public health for decades. I understand the importance of mental health treatment, counseling, early intervention, and making sure people have appropriate access to care. That's what I do. But saying Black men need therapy as a sweeping explanation for relationship problems is not a diagnosis. It's a generalization. Okay? Simple. She did not evaluate millions of Black men. She did not present a nationally representative study showing that Black men uniquely are refusing treatment while Black women are doing the necessary emotional work. Okay? She took observations, personal experiences, and familiar social media narratives and applied them broadly to an entire population. So once again, let's look at what the data says. Okay? According to the federal mental health data, only a relatively small percentage of Black men or Black adults receive mental health treatment in a given year, okay? Depending on the year, age range, survey, and exact definition of treatment, that figure has generally fallen in the neighborhood of approximately about 15 to 17%, okay? So, for example, the CDC data, for adults, let me see if I can remember. Adults ages 18 to 44 showed that 14% of non-Hispanic Black adults received any mental health treatment in 2021. And again, that was not a statistic for Black men alone. That included Black men and Black women. Okay. SAMHA's data also showed that treatment gaps exist across the Black population. Among Black adults who experienced a major depressive episode in 2022, only about 33.8% received outpatient mental health treatment during the previous year. And again, that was Black adults, not merely Black men. Okay. So and also, I think the one that I used in a different measure in 2023, SAM HSA measured 56.4% of Black adults with mental health condition received some form of mental health treatment, compared with 74.9% of white adults with that same measured need. The exact percentages, depending on whether researchers are measuring the entire adult population, people with any mental illness, people with a major depressive episode are a specific type of treatment, but every version points to the same broader conclusion. Access and utilization are community-wide concerns. That is the context missing when people say Black men need therapy. If only around 15 to 17% of Black adults overall are receiving treatment in certain population measures, then this cannot honestly be discussed as though Black women are collectively sitting in therapy doing the work while Black men alone are refusing to heal. Make sense? The numbers do not support her framing. Black women are included in those low utilization rates. Black women experience trauma. Black women carry unresolved family issues. Black women can struggle with communication, emotional regulation, attachment, accountability, and choosing healthy partners, just like Black men. Okay? That does not mean every Black man needs therapy. It does not mean every Black woman needs therapy. Therapy is a clinical resource, not an insult and not a social media slogan to throw at whichever gender you want to blame. Some people need psychotherapy. Some people may benefit from relationship, education, pastoral counseling, mentorship, grief support, financial stability, a healthier social environment, or simply making better decisions. And some people are functioning perfectly well without therapy. Okay? We got to stop acting like as if therapy is a universal prescription that a content creator can issue to millions of people after hearing a few relationship stories. That's exactly what she just did. And the federal government also identifies real barriers to mental health care costs. You know what I'm saying? What is it? Insurance coverage, availability of providers. In the Black community, I think we only represent, it's either like 5 to 7% of mental health therapists, somewhere around there. Okay. So the stigma and whether people believe treatment would actually help them, I mean, it varies in the Black community, but the Office of Minority Health reported that Black adults remain substantially less likely than American adults, overall to receive mental health treatment. That is a disparities issue affecting the broader population, not evidence of a unique moral failure among Black men. So my response to her directly is you cannot take a Black community-wide mental health treatment gap, isolate Black men, and then present them as though they are the only ones walking around untreated, traumatized, and unequipped for relationships. That is not what the statistics show, especially when it comes to marriage. 36% of Black men are married as opposed to 29% of Black women. And that 7% gap is the largest marriage gap among any race and gender groups. So that matters because of the fact there's about 1.5 to 1.7 million more single Black women than Black men. So if I'm telling you that there's more Black women than Black men, but Black men are currently married at a higher rate, what does that tell you? Your issue is not with Black men. You need to be focused on Black women. Okay? And I see this repeated online all the time. People post black men need therapy. Fine. But where are the equally viral posts saying black women need therapy? Where is the hour-long conversation about how unresolved trauma affects black women's partner selection, conflict management, expectations, communication, and relationship stability? Where are those conversations? Where is the discussion about the women who repeatedly choose unhealthy relationships and then use those personal outcomes to describe black men collectively? You cannot, sit there and try and, give therapy to black men's behavior while treating black women's behavior as automatically rational, justified, or merely a response to men. That is not mental health advocacy, no matter how you try and dress it up. That is selective accountability dressed up in therapeutic language. Shout out to Cheyenne Bryant, her dumb ass. It's crazy, man. You see all this stuff and it's like, my goodness. Black women who need help, they should seek it as well. Anybody experiencing depression, trauma, anxiety, grief, addiction, uncontrolled anger, or persistent relationship dysfunction should consider appropriate professional support. But the accurate statement that we need to use is not simply black men need therapy. The accurate statement is that the black community faces a significant mental health treatment and access gaps. And any honest conversation must include both black men and black women. So, Azar, when you present therapy as one of the answers to what is supposedly wrong with black men, you also have to have a responsibility to tell your audience that black women are a part of the same treatment gap. Otherwise, you're not giving your audience a complete public health picture, okay? You're simply using a community-wide problem to reinforce some sort of gender-specific narrative. And those are not the same thing. Y'all got to stop this shit, okay? God damn. Lord have mercy, these people. It's embarrassing. Before we get to continue, let me get to the super chats, man. Goodness. Let me see. Is that Ezra Gilliam? I may be saying that wrong, man. 750 joules. Thank you, brother. So let him cook. Appreciate that, brother. Project Leroy, what up, though, with the $10 bombs? Said, hold up. This is the same as Azar who claims to be a black woman when she thinks they deserve credit. But when she talks about being a wife, she talks about her Persian side of her family, dual allegiance. Yeah, man, we got some stuff. I got it. Thank you. HVAC man, $5 bomb said, no, the black men y'all choose are difficult. I'm not difficult, never have at all. Paul, you got to step up. Truth. Shaq called you the truth for a reason. Man, these dudes don't be caring, man. It's sad. Essential entities. I always love that name. $10 bomb said, bro, by her logic, half the people in her family don't have fathers. Crazy work famine. It's funny. She talks about her mother and father being married for so long. And then to say that, it's these damn narratives, man. It's crazy. Air Force Reek, $10 bomb said, Paul is looking like the dumb jock in this conversation. If he had the knowledge, I would hope he would combat her. Just from her language alone, I can see she's a tether. Yeah, man, I'm starting to notice or realize what that is. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed. So HVAC man, $2 bomb said, this is why these women are done. Straight to it. Thank you for the super chat, brother. My goodness. All right, so let's get to the next one. She had a bunch of them, man. Now, this is going to be familiar. Watch this.
Men that are married to black women that's making six figures, what's the divorce rate on that?
So you know what? I don't know that, but you know what I do know? The divorce rate is 200% when a black man marries out of his race, and it's lower. I just saw a whole video on this. Yes, sir. They said the reason why black men are harder to date. They said a black woman with a white man or a man outside of her race has a way lower statistic of divorce. A black man with a black woman has a higher divorce rate, but it's lower than a black man with a girl outside of his race. So they say black men are the fucking issue.
Have y'all heard this conversation before, this narrative? She said she just watched a whole video that told her that black men have a 200% higher divorce rate when they marry outside of the race. Have y'all, you see where I'm going with this? Yeah. So y'all still think this woman is on black men's side? When she just literally said black men are the effing problem. What is she quoting? Y'all see the picture? I know exactly where that's from.
They said that black men are so difficult to date because of their trauma, because of how the world treats them, because black men are very disrespected. They're not taken care of. People don't like pour into black men. They don't care when they have problems. So black men accumulate a lot of trauma and a lot of baggage. And most black men I know are angry, and they have an anger issue, and they have this because it's repressed trauma.
Most black men she knows
married to
are angry. She said most black men she knows are angry and they got suppressed trauma. Before I get into what I'm about to say about this, let me go ahead and remind folks what's going on here. So this was actually created by a divester, this 200 more likely and all this type of stuff. And this is what women like her like to, go into these black male hatred spaces, and they'll use this same statistic that they saw and say that when black women marry outside and they marry white men, they have a lower divorce rate than when they marry black men. Okay? Let's go ahead and end this shit right now, and I'm going to go over it in a second. But no, Azar, black women actually have a higher first marriage first divorce rates per 1,000 than black men. Okay, first highest, second highest. Okay, there it is, and this is from the Bowling Green State University. All right, so we rank 1 and 2, but black women on the top, and this was actually reported in 2021. Okay, you guys see that? And they also took it a step further for black women to help understand that during that reporting period, black women were the only group with more divorces than marriages. BGSU research found that from the ratio per 1,000, black women had 31 divorces per 1,000 married black women, and then divorces, and then marriages 17.3 marriages per 1,000 unmarried black women. Okay, that means black women experience roughly 1.8 times more divorces than marriages during that same period. Okay, that is not an opinion, it is the data. All right, Lord have mercy, these people, they don't do their research. And you know what's crazy? Hold on, let me get this off here. Let me tell y'all something. If you go under the comment section under their live stream video, there were multiple people saying she must not know the statistics. Medium Man has already debunked this. It was about 3 or 4 comments saying that, hey, I know Medium Man is going to cook this one. And that's why people kept sending it to me, because people were saying, hey, Medium Man already told us the truth about this. These people, man, it's just to pander to black women. It's embarrassing, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. This is just, you hear this stuff and it's like they eat it up. They go to these spaces and they listen and they, share all their, hateful messages and things like that. And oh my God. But in regards to her point, she referenced one of the most common interracial marriage talking points of social media. Unlike a lot of people, I didn't stop at that meme, okay, what y'all saw. I went and I found the actual study like I always do. I've done multiple videos, multiple infographics about this. But this is my 7th time reading this entire paper because the study is called But Will It Last? Marital Instability Among Interracial and Same-Sex Race Couples. If you guys want to check it out for yourselves. It was published in 2008, but here's what almost nobody tells their Black female audience. The researchers weren't studying marriages from 2008. They were using, for one, the 2002 National Survey of Family Growth, and they were examining marriages that had already existed long enough to determine whether they survived the first 10 years. In fact, the paper actually breaks down the marriage. It breaks the marriages down into cohorts that began in 1980, from 1980 to 1984, 1985 to 1989, 1990 to 1994, and later years. But I want you guys to think about that for a second. What did I just tell you? Okay? Many of those marriages being analyzed for that talking point, started what, 30 or 40 years ago. It was a different America, different economy, different culture, different dating market, different social attitudes towards interracial marriage, all this type of stuff. But so before somebody twists what I'm saying, let me be clear. I'm not saying the study is bad. I'm not saying the researchers did poor work. I'm saying good research deserves to be understood in context. And here's another piece that rarely gets mentioned. Even if someone accepts those findings, we're still talking about one of the least common interracial marriage pairings in America. According to the 2015 U.S. Census Bureau, only about 0.5% of married white men were married to Black women. So when people build an entire dating philosophy around that pairing, they're talking about a very small segment of the population. Context matters. That's why I always ask 3 questions before repeating any statistic. And this is something that you guys can remember. Where did the statistic come from? When were the data collected? And what exactly were the researchers measuring? Because statistics don't speak for themselves. They have to be interpreted correctly, okay? And that's exactly why I took the time, once again, to read the paper instead of repeating social media talking points, okay? Lord have mercy. And you can, and go take it a step further. Since we're talking about interracial marriage, and where that statistic came from, you can keep reading on to that. And that's when, you kind of couple newer statistics. And that's why I went to the Bowling Green State University's National Center of Family and Marriage, one of the country's leading family research centers. One of their reports, like I said, examined what I just told you guys. Okay, so that's more recent. And if you guys don't know, that's how you rebut a statistic. So it will be unfair if I got up here and just said, oh man, she's citing vintage data. No, we have newer data that actually proves that Black women have the highest divorce rates among any race and gender. Okay, so yes, that matters. So you have to have a rebuttal to couple with the statistic that you're citing. Okay, so she's citing vintage data. All right, we have newer data for that. So that's why this stuff is important, man. And I don't know why Black women hold on to this point. It makes no sense at all. And I see this repeated everywhere, even from, I think, women on CNN and Fox News. They repeated this statistic. These are supposed to be learned, educated people. And they always try and use that with Black women when they marry white men. Like, well, why y'all ain't marrying white men? Why white men ain't marrying y'all? wonder if the black women who think like this, they take a step back and like, damn, man, we giving white men all this free support and they still not responding. It's crazy, man. Let me get super chats. Let me break this up. Did I get everything? Okay, we go. Okay. Yeah, that 2002 old outdated study, man. You knew it was coming, HVAC, man. Jesus Christ, these women. Oh, and then she had another crazy talk point. Listen to this shit.
There's these two women that have this podcast, and I love them. They're like British or something. And they did like, they had people, they're big. So they had people write in about like the divorce and the reasons why they got divorced. And the number one reason that women divorce men is because they were gay or they caught him cheating with a man.
Damn, that's not the number one reason.
No, for their poll that they did. They had thousands of people write in on their poll why they got divorced. Thousands of women. It was like 20,000 women. And they did a poll on their specific show. Write in why you got divorced. And they did the statistics. They showed us all the numbers of why. And the number one on their show was because these men are gay.
Do you think you can...
Yeah, now y'all know that was gonna come every time. Start talking about black men. Somebody always got to talk about this gay shit. These black women are some of the most homophobic people in the world. This is embarrassing, bro. Like, God, dog.
Date a bisexual man?
No.
He came to you and was like, yeah, I used to like
men,
but
I can't.
I'm back in my women phase now.
I can't. I cannot be with a bisexual man. I won't. And I'm just sorry to the gay community for that. I don't like that.
But he's not on that right now.
I don't care. If you're bisexual, I will not date you. I'm turned off by that. And I'm sorry. And the gay community might be mad at me for that. And I know it's a double standard because women are bisexual and that's cool. But men are getting, women who are gay are just eating a little bit of pussy and bumping coochies. Men are doing real shit. I'm not playing them type of games.
This girl is absolutely insane. This is a crazy conversation.
Sorry. And if you're bisexual as a man, I can't give you what a man can give you. That's different. And I don't want to ever go down that path. And God forbid, I don't know, but I don't like that. Even if a man gives me gay, I'm cool. Even if you do one little thing where I'm like questioning if you're gay, I'm not gonna fuck with you. I just am not, because I have nothing against the gay community, and there is a stigma against men being gay, especially black men. And I think
what I tell you, train is never late, especially black men. Why are we even in this?
I think that's why a lot of black men do not come out and say that they're gay. I think if more women were sexually attracted to it, just like men are sexually attracted to women on women and it's sexy and yes, I like that, then men will be more open coming out. I'm a part of the problem because I'm like, ew, I don't want to see that. But if women were like, ooh, I like that and I want that, I think that more men will be open to come out. I also think that black men, and a lot of black men have been molested sexually.
This is, and Paul Pierce got this woman as a co-host.
Abused, and I think that has a lot to do with the confusion in their sexuality. And these are things that are not talked about, but it's a big thing within the black community. And we don't talk about it, and then people don't talk about it, and then men are confused and they're interested in men or whatever the case is, and it becomes something that they hide and they're on the down low. Because I have a gay,
of course, and then now she's gonna use her anecdotal experience.
Friend, and he messes with so many men that are married. Yeah, that have wives at home, that they come, and then once they bust a nut, it's dangerous because then they want to like kill them. Like it's a major thing in the gay community. Like men will mess with down low men because they find them attractive, because they like like the look of a manly man, because they're like women, they're more feminine, so they want a manly man, so they love the down low men. They love the down low men. But as soon as they come to their senses and they try to fight you, choke you, kill you, and it's a crazy thing. But I have like a close friend where he was messing with a lot of men who were married, and I told him like, that is not right. And he stopped doing it supposedly, but I did tell him like, that's not right. You cannot be doing that, because that is fucked up.
I don't understand how Paul Pierce can associate with women like this. This is crazy. Now all black men been touched, and that's why they ain't gay and DL and all this type of stuff. What's wrong with these women, bro? This is absolutely nuts. Like you listen to this, and what's funny, her suggesting that more black men would identify as gay if they felt comfortable. What is that? I don't know if these people understand what's going on in the black community. So let me explain something. According to the Williams Institute at UCLA, an estimated 1.2 million adults in the United States identify as both black and LGBT. Okay? But here's the part that matters for this conversation. Approximately 61% of those black LGBT adults are women. That means roughly 39% are black men. So even within the black LGBT population, the majority are not black men. The available estimate shows black women representing nearly 3 out of every 5 black LGBT adults. Now, I know women like her will respond by saying, well, some black men are hiding it, so the numbers must be much higher. I know, but y'all forget what I've been doing for the past 25 years. My background is public health. This is what I do on a daily basis. So this is where this becomes important, because when we do this, the researchers, we already understand that sexual identity and sexual behavior are not always the same thing. That is exactly why public health surveillance uses the category MSM. Y'all have heard this? MSM, men who have sex with men. The CDC explicitly explains that MSM refers to sexual behavior regardless of sexual orientation. A man may identify as heterosexual and still be classified as MSM if he reports sexual contact with another man. Okay? In fact, a CDC supported analysis using the nationally representative data found a clear difference between identity and behavior. Among men classified as current MSM, approximately 70.4% identified as homosexual. But among men whose male-to-male sexual behavior occurred in the past, I think it was approximately 70, I think it was approximately 71.2% identified as heterosexual. So, public health researchers are not simply asking men, are you gay? We're not doing that. They examine reported sexual behavior, sexual partners, and risk exposure because they already know that identity does not always perfectly match behavior. Okay? The HIV data showed the same behavioral approach. In 2022, gay, bisexual, and other men reporting male-to-male sexual contact accounted for about 67% or 25,000 of the new 37,000 new HIV diagnoses in the United States. They accounted for 86% of diagnoses among men. Among black, gay, and bisexual men, the CDC estimated approximately 7,400 new HIV infections in 2022, down from, I think it was about 8,800 in 2018. And that was a decline of about 16%. And, the reason why I'm bringing that up is because it demonstrates that public health surveillance is already actively measuring this population. Okay. Researchers are not pretending that every man who has sex with men publicly identifies as gay. The terminology and surveillance systems were specifically designed to capture behavior that may not align with public identity. Okay? Now, are surveys perfect? No. Some people may not disclose their behavior, and researchers openly acknowledge that possibility of underreporting. But there is a major difference between saying some underreporting may exist and declaring without evidence that there must be a massive hidden population of black men, large enough to reverse the available estimates. The available population estimate says approximately 1.2 million black adults identify as LGBT, and about 61% are women, compared with 39% who are men. Okay. And then again, public health surveillance also separately measures male to male sexual behavior, regardless of whether a man identifies as gay, bisexual, or heterosexual. So the evidence does not support simply assuming that black men secretly make up most of the black LGBT population. That is simply speculation, not a statistical conclusion. And we hear that in the black community all the time, okay? And this follows the same pattern that we've seen through this, her entire response. Whether the subject is fatherhood, therapy, marriage, divorce, or sexuality, black men are repeatedly discussed through assumptions first, and then I have to discuss it through evidence second. It's crazy, man. I don't know. These people, I don't know. The black man's ethnic image is always under attack. And like I said, man, I'm Paul Pierce. You got to do better, man. You definitely got to do better. Okay. And I know y'all probably didn't come for a public health, education or something like that, or a lesson, but I have to explain these things thoroughly for the black community. Okay. We already, account for the people who don't identify as gay or bisexual or a man who has sex with men. Okay. It's already accounted for. And I don't know why the black community thinks that if there's so many down low black men, y'all don't think black women's numbers would increase? I mean, black women stay stagnant while black men continue to rise. I don't think y'all are aware of, just because, some folks may associate certain hotspot cities as having a, larger gay population, black gay population. I know the first thing people think about is Atlanta. Even in Atlanta, the majority of black men, the overwhelming majority of black men are not gay. Okay. So, God dang, I get it. That's where a lot of gay black men are, but y'all got to use, your brains, man. God, dog. It's crazy. And she said some other stuff, man, just blatant slander about black men. I don't think we need to go over that. But I know y'all probably asking why I'm keying in on her is because there's a reason. And I developed this framework based off of what I know about Azar. Okay? The reason why she has to speak like this against black men is because she's in black women's pocket. If you guys don't know what I mean, let me remind you of who Azar actually is. Okay? She has to say certain things, negative things about black men, because she's under the impression that that's the only way that she'll get back in black women's good graces. And hold on, let me show you what I'm talking about here. Let me bring this video up. Some people may not be aware of this, but I remembered her from this backlash or whatever. Hold on. Where is it? Here we go.
The media and getting folks fired up on the internet. He's not in.
Hold on. And this is from the Shade Room.
Mates, it looks like Columbus Short is back in the media and getting folks fired up on the internet. He's not in trouble with the law again, but the court of public opinion doesn't seem to be on his side after a recent interview. Here's all the info we have so far, so you know. For many, seeing Columbus Short's name attached to something controversial is no shocker. However, his latest interview seems to have ruffled feathers once again, so let's get into it. Short made a recent appearance on the Unqualified as podcast where he was asked about his thoughts on being with black women versus non-black women. Columbus is currently married to Aida Arberman Short. The two married in 2016 and have 2 children together. However, Columbus was also previously married twice before his marriage to Aida. In the interview, Columbus shared some of his views on dating black women that many took offense to.
It's a different energy. It's not like maybe, okay, Thank you for your criticism. Thank you for your honest, constructive criticism. And, you know, we can get it better. Or cook it for yourself.
Yeah.
You want a cup of noodle? You want some ramen?
One fan wrote, "Let me go ahead and mute Columbus Short, trying to go viral by bad-mouthing black women." Another fan pointed out Columbus's violent past and said, "Columbus Short's character on Scandal was killed off because in real life, he beat the shit out of his wife. He was charged in 2022 with domestic violence and child endangerment, and this is after his 2 previous wives accused him of DV. We don't give a about what he says." Short isn't the only one that seemed to catch heat for the statements. Many people came for the host.
There she is. This is why she has to speak like this against black men.
Azar Afrida online as well. Quite a few roommates spoke out in the comments, and one wrote, "She clearly doesn't like black women. Ladies don't support her platform." Another chimed in and said, "First, I thought this was juvenile. Second, I'm so tired of these conversations, particularly when they involve soliciting the opinions of black folk that most black people could care less about their opinions." Azar even took to her Instagram story to clear the air by letting people know that she's also a black woman and was not trying to bash other women.
So she had to once you make a public apology to black women to get back in their good graces, you can't say anything negative about black women again. That's why she always goes at black men, because she felt the backlash for asking the question to Columbus Short, what's the difference between dating a black woman and another race of woman? And then he went on his diatribe about it that ruffled, the feathers of black women, but they pointed their attention at her for even asking the question. So they tried to cancel her, and she had to make a response apologizing. So that's why you see her saying all these negative things about black men, because that's how you get back into the good graces of the black women collective, the sisterhood, as they say. If they sense that you don't like black men, then that you will be accepted back in. So don't expect Azar to say anything negative or hold black women accountable at any point, because she can't, because she's in black women's pocket. Make sense? Let's continue.
Columbus also posted an apology to his Instagram following all of the backlash.
I realized that I seriously offended my black women in a way that was not intended. I think that clip was taken out of context. I know that was clickbait because the full answer to the question, which was, why are black men dating outside of their race, marrying outside of their race? And my answer was lengthy, but that clip was sizzling, I guess, and should have been smarter.
What do you think, roomies? Do you think Columbus took things too far? And how do you feel about Azar posing that question to begin with?
See, that's what they were mad at. They were mad at her for even asking the question. Okay? Now, there's a bunch of videos on YouTube responding to Azar by black women, but this woman, she don't like black men at all, but she was responding about this situation as well. This happened about 2 years ago, I think in 2024. So let's listen to her.
But I want you to listen to this. Because we're not going to get upset at all. We're going to read some comments. Columbus Short issues an apology for his comments about black women, right? So he's already issued an apology because the people went nuts. So let's get to the post. Here we are. Now this is a Picmita, somebody put in the page. Her last name is Farad. I don't know if she's Persian. I don't know what she is, but she had to prove after, because she got so much backlash, she had to post to her story a picture of her father to show that he was a melanated man.
So you see, black women don't accept her as a black woman, right? So that's why she had to post a picture saying, hey, my dad is black, so I'm on black women's side. But she asked the question, and that made black women mad, and they still don't associate her with being a black woman because of the way that she presents, okay? So that's what made them feel away, because at the time, they didn't know that she had a black father. And they thought it was just some, other race of woman asking a question about, dating black women. You know what I'm saying? So that's why she had to apologize and clarify. So it's crazy.
So she identifies as a black woman. Let people, girl, I don't give a fuck. Identify how you want to identify. If you're going to identify as a black woman, the way you set the question up seemed like you didn't include yourself in the black woman grouping. Listen to how she asked him the question. You ready? All right.
What is the difference between being with a woman? Because Columbus has a beautiful wife. She's Armenian. She's freaking gorgeous, drop dead, and sweet, pure energy as well. And so I just want to know, like, what is the difference between being with black women and being with... I'm putting you on a serious blast right now, and I know it's going to be crazy. Do you feel like in the media today, there's a lot of demasculating of black men?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We're going to get there. I'm going.
Okay.
We're jumping my time machine. We're about to jump in the DeLorean and gun it to 88. Okay. So we just went through 1886. Now we're in 1921 or 1916, where you're seeing these people removed. Then now let's get to the 50s, where the 60s, the 70s, where now crack is brought in. How many black men in New York, from Oakland to New York and everywhere in between, men were not in the home. So
you see that? You see how these narratives fester in the black community? Black men weren't in the home. And I've done videos on this. If you guys watch my documentary on the timeline of Black fatherhood, the further you go back, the more black men were involved in their children's lives, in their households, married at a higher rate. And I always ask the black community that, like, when you say the crack epidemic hit the black community, do you think that all black fathers were on crack? Do you think that all black men were in jail, in prison? Think about what I'm saying. And now you know that it's the worst that, like in regards to the marriage rates, it's the worst that it has been since in the past, 40, 50, 60 years for the black community. So you mean to tell me when black folks was married at a 70% clip, then 60, then 50%, 40% even, that there wasn't black men in the household? And we know that marital dynamic doesn't necessarily tell you if the father is involved or actually living with their children 100% of the time. So when they say these things, these are the same narratives that you guys heard from the 1990s talk shows. All these black men was on crack. They was in jail, all this type of stuff. What? Same narrative, man. Here we go.
What is the difference between...
Come to the 2000s, and these women, or black women, were raised by single mothers, absentee fathers
every time.
Fathers that are either incarcerated, dead, or just gone.
Did you hear that? And just incarcerated, dead, or just gone. Man. No, but it's just ignorance. My God, dog. I don't even know what to say.
That their mama said, you don't need no man. You can do it by yourself. So that energy
this is giving me chills.
That energy comes into the home. They're not.
So you hear Azar's ad libs? Did you see the woman look in the camera? She don't like that.
What you talking about? Unless you giving me this, doing that, there's no respect of the man, the black man, in that by black women. And black women do not be mad at me.
They gonna be mad, trust me.
I'm not talking about all of y'all. I'm saying
see, and that's why they didn't associate her with being a black woman. She's saying they gonna be mad, like she's not associated with black women.
There's a
you hear her? They're gonna be mad, trust me.
That was raised without a father, so you have no respect for that. So what's the difference?
Okay. Well, let me say this really quick, because I know my fan base, I know these people, and they're going to drag.
Come to the 2000s.
I'm down. And me.
I'm down.
And me.
I've already been dragged.
So I'm going to say this, though. Because this is what they'll say.
I'm about to get dragged.
No, you're not. But you will. On my platform, I don't know if you see the comments, boy. But let me say this, though. I get dragged every day. It's okay. Now, what I will say is they're about to tell me I'm trying to be white because my hair is blonde in a minute. So, but I'm going to say this because this is what the black woman will say. Don't
you see how she's saying? Because this is what black women say. Because I think she was, I think she was comfortable not associating herself with her black side prior to all of the backlash. So that's why she's saying, she's speaking to black women as like they're separate. Yeah, and then but when she got the backlash, then she was like, "Oh no, it's cool. My dad's black." Yo.
You blame the man though for being an absent father? They made black women this way. That's what they're going to say. So I want you to answer
Let me talk
that.
about it being a man. I'm going to answer all your questions.
Okay.
So let me talk about being a man. Our men, black men, find ourselves in being able to provide and being able to protect.
She don't like that.
Denied the ability to provide, we feel less than.
You see that? So even the woman, shout out to her, she don't like black men. Okay. So yeah, so we kind of get it from all sides or whatever. So I just wanted to play that video as somewhat of a history lesson to help you guys understand why Azar speaks about black women black men the way that she does. Because she can't she can't hold black women accountable because she's in black women's pocket. She's compromised to the fact that she doesn't want to feel that heat again. So she's going to make sure she doesn't say anything negative about black women. And she also understands that if I talk crazy about black men, they will accept me. Okay? And that's what's happening now. I looked at the comments and there were some black women that are saying that, yeah, what she's saying about black men is true. It's all that type of stuff. But the reason why I pinpointed this conversation with Azar is I actually developed something for you guys so you guys can understand what area your black content creators fall into. And this should be good. I'm going to clip this up so you guys can have it. But I created this based off of all the stuff that I learned in social media about black content creators, especially talking about dating and relationships. So this is what I call, can you guys, make that, let's make it like this. The Four-Quadrant Acceptance Framework, all right, for black relationship commentary. Let's see here. All right, so where did this come from? This is my observation, all right? After years of watching and listening and studying black relationship content across all platforms, I noticed a consistent pattern in how commentators talk about black men and black women and how audiences react to them, okay? So it wasn't just about what was said. It was about who was praised, who was criticized, and who was or wasn't held accountable. Why this matters. Influences. These messages shape beliefs, standards, and decisions in the black community. Impacts. They impact how black men and black women see themselves and each other. Divides. Unbalanced narratives create division, mistrust, and misguided expectations. Demands. We deserve honest, balanced, and fair conversations that build and not break. Okay? That's why I created this Four-Quadrant Acceptance Framework. So you can develop 16 different frameworks or quadrants, right? You can develop 16 out of this, but I'm only focusing on the top 4 that matter if you're a person that discusses black relationships, dating, and marriage content, okay? So again, there are 16 ways that you can dissect this, but we're going to focus on 4, okay? The first one is the balanced commentator. Praises and holds accountable both sides, okay? This archetype strives for balance. They praise and affirm, but they also challenge and hold accountable. So you have to have 4 things. Praises black men, highlights strengths, resilience, achievements, and positive qualities. Praises black women, highlights strengths, resilience, achievements, and positive qualities. And then holds black men accountable, addresses poor decisions, harmful behaviors, and areas where improvement is needed. Holds black women accountable, addresses poor decisions, harmful behaviors, and areas where improvement is needed. Are you guys with me so far? But let's keep scrolling down. The reality, according to my observation, is the black community often does not fully accept this archetype. And you would think this person is fair and balanced. He holds black men and women accountable. He praises black women and black men. But the black community does not accept this archetype because holding black women accountable is often seen as attacking or disrespecting black women. Make sense? So, praise for black men is welcome. Accountability for black men is tolerated. Accountability for black women is resisted, dismissed, or punished. As a result, this balanced approach often faces the most backlash. Okay? Trust me, I know. All right? So again, and my goal is not to please size. My goal is to promote the truth. All right? So this dynamic, the balance dynamic, is absolutely not accepted by the black community as a collective. Okay? Now, the next one, the partial advocate. 3 out of 4 isn't balanced. Okay? So look, who's somebody in my dropping names and stuff? Come on, brother. All right. So the pattern in this quadrant: praises black men, holds black men accountable, praises black women, but one is missing. Holds black women accountable? No. Okay. Why this matters? When accountability is missing for black women, unrealistic standards, harmful behaviors, and double standards are allowed to continue. This approach feels supportive to many, but it creates imbalance and prevents real growth within our community. Okay? So acceptance level, somewhat too widely accepted. Because black women are not held accountable, the majority of the black community tends to accept and support this audience or this archetype. Okay? So in my observation, praise without accountability is not empowerment. Okay? It's protection that keeps problems alive. Make sense? But again, somewhat too widely accepted because of the fact that the holds black women accountable is not included. So they'll tolerate this type of content creator. Make sense? Now, the inverted ally. This one is good. Praises black men, missing. Holds black men accountable? Yes. Praises black women and holds black women accountable. Why this matters? When praise is missing for black men, it reinforces negative stereotypes and ignores the good. This creates division, resentment, and prevents unity because it favors one group while neglecting the other. So you can't have change if you hold one, if you hold both accountable, but you don't know the positives of what black men are doing. And you guys, you can probably go across social media and you'll understand what I'm talking about here. Especially, I see it from the conservative content creators in the black community. They will, most of the time, they won't even praise black women. But for the most part, when they're talking about black men, they will never praise black men. Okay? It just won't happen. All right. So acceptance level, not accepted in the black community because this archetype still holds black women accountable. Y'all starting to see a pattern here, right? So if one of your content creators falls into this category, you hold black women accountable, the black community will not accept it. Okay? It's that simple. All right? Many reject anyone who challenges or criticizes Black women. You cannot build a strong community by praising only one side and ignoring the other. Real unity requires fairness for both. Okay? Now, this one. The favorite panderer. Okay? Praises Black men missing, holds Black men accountable. Absolutely. Praises Black women? Yes. Holds Black women accountable? No. All right. So now y'all understand? Look, why this matters. When Black women are never held accountable, bad behaviors continue without challenge. This creates an imbalance, weakens community standards, and protects the wrong behavior. It reinforces victimhood narratives, shuts down honest conversations, and punishes truth tellers. People gravitate to this approach because it feels good, comfortable, and non-confrontational. This is widely accepted in the Black community, okay? Because it praises Black women while avoiding accountability. This archetype is embraced, defended, and supported by the majority, okay? Comfort over growth, approval over truth, all right? So this isn't balance, it's bias. The community can't grow if we only celebrate and never correct. And that's what tends to happen with Black women. That's why you guys always hear me say, man, you cannot just leave Black women out there hanging with these lies and telling them that they're doing everything right, but then the world is passing them by without telling them where they need to improve. You can't do that. But like I said, this is widely accepted in the Black community, not just from Black women, from a lot of Black men too. That's why they parrot the same talking points, because they seek validation from Black women, from women in general. That's how the men who support this move. And you know what's crazy? If I was to take these quadrants a step further, I could literally pinpoint and tell you guys what quadrant makes the most money. This one. This fourth one, the favorite panderer, this one, this content creator makes the most money. Yeah. But there are some caveats, and I want to be mindful of this. There is a unlikable factor, okay? When dislike overrides the normal pattern, even the most biased people have their breaking point, okay? When someone is widely unaccepted or personally disliked, their normal pattern of praise or accountability can definitely disappear. Black women will cancel another Black woman immediately if they say something crazy, all right? Or not even something crazy. They tried to cancel Felicia Rashad. They tried to cancel Monique. But someone who usually doesn't praise Black men and doesn't hold Black women accountable will suddenly hold a Black woman accountable if she is widely unaccepted among Black men. So, or Black women. Black women as a collective have to not like that woman in order for that woman to not like her. That happens, okay? Or that specific content creator doesn't like her. Dislike overrides solidarity. And then with Black men, it's someone who usually doesn't hold Black men accountable and just praises them will suddenly criticize and go against a Black man if he is unaccepted or not respected in the Black community, or he did something that makes him unlikable to them. Again, dislike overrides solidarity. All right. And what this looks like, it's double standards. The same person gets a pass or gets attacked based on how likable they are. Accountability isn't about truth. It's about who they like or dislike. And then convenient morality. Principles are set aside when personal feelings or group acceptance come into play. So I think, what was the girl who it was a singer that said something negative about Beyonce? Do y'all know what I'm talking about? What was that singer's name? She was on one of my favorite Lloyd Banks songs. My past make me so weak, but you make me strong, but everything was upside. Carrie Hilson. I had to sing that. I can't sing. Carrie Hilson. Is there any Black women in the chat? You guys are probably aware of this. Black women canceled Carrie Hilson because she said something negative about Beyonce. I forgot what it was, but yeah, she's just now kind of talking about it recently. And also, they canceled Chrisette Michele. Am I saying her name right? Because Chrisette Michele was, I think she either sung at a Trump rally or she was scheduled to sing or perform at a Trump rally. And they canceled her because of that. So she's trying to rebuild her career because Black women removed their support because of that reason. Okay? Chrisette, there you go. Olua, no. That's how you say that. I'm probably saying Chrisette Michele. Okay, cool. My apologies. But yeah. So that's what I mean by this. Okay. All right. So let's go. And then also, I want to recognize this. I've said this before. Everyone has bias. Okay. The question is whether you can recognize it. Okay. My observation, every content creator has some level of bias. That's it. That isn't the problem. The question is whether that bias prevents them from praising when praise is deserved, holding accountable when accountability is deserved, and seeking truth over protecting a narrative. A healthy bias, a slight preference for your own group is natural. I'm Black, so of course I'm gonna have some level of bias towards the Black community. I'm a man, so of course I'm gonna have a small amount of bias towards men and Black men in particular. Okay, fairness requires being willing to criticize your own group when necessary. Credibility grows when audience see consistency in how you apply standards. When bias becomes a problem, only praising one side, only criticizing the other side, ignoring facts that challenge your preferred narrative, protecting one group from accountability while demanding it from the other. That's when your bias becomes harmful. Okay? So, my observation, bias isn't the issue. Unchecked bias is. Truth requires consistency, even when it's uncomfortable. Okay? It's that simple. All right, so we'll leave it at that. Okay, so yeah, so I wanted to put that out there to work towards the end of this show. But how did you guys enjoy that? Does that make sense? And again, there's 16 of them that we can actually, pinpoint, right? But these are the 4 that matter the most in regards to what I've noticed while being a content creator on social media. The only quadrant, or the only one that's accepted, is the favorite pander, because they praise Black women and they don't praise Black men, and they also don't hold Black women accountable. Okay, but they hold Black men accountable, and y'all know this. Y'all know the game. Y'all know how social media works. Even the men who pander understand, because sometimes they get tripped up on their words. And you know what I noticed? There's a lot of comedians that are responding to these guys that are saying, man, you don't like your woman if you don't send her $1,000 on Cash App. You know, those types of dudes. I know y'all seen them pop up. One of my favorite Instagram comedians, he's a stand-up comedian as well. His name is Will Mills. I think he's from New York. You could tell by his voice, his accent. I think he's from New York. That dude is funny, but I've seen him in the past maybe month or so. He's done probably like 4 videos calling those guys out, the pander dudes, saying that you need to Cash App or pay for your woman's bills or make sure she's feminine, so you got to pay for this and pay for that. I'm starting to see a lot more comedians speaking out about this. But then you think back to these spaces, we've been calling out this stuff for a while. But now, since there's a little comedic spin on it and these guys have large platforms, people are starting to understand how foolish these men sound and look. And it's good to see. You know what I'm saying? If you just, go check out, go follow Will Mills. Dude is hilarious. The dude that says, pack you up. He's a funny dude, man. But yeah, so go check him out. He's done like a bunch of videos calling these dummies out, man. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that 4-quadrant breakdown. I mean, I think it was amazing. Oh, and I do have another video real quick. I think this is a quick one, but we talked about this recently where I encourage men over here not to date women who do dating content. Okay? You know, the women who just go on dates and then they run back to TikTok or social media and they'll say, I just went on a date with such and such because of the fact that you're going to be used as content. Now, I've done a video on this young lady before. This is the woman that is doing like a, I think it was like 30 first dates theory or study or something like that, where she was trying to date in real life. She's coming to the end of her study, but she hasn't necessarily matched with the guy. But she had an interesting interaction with this guy. Let me show you the video real quick.
On a first date, and this one's different because
I started back. And there's an overarching point to this. So I'll show you. Here we go.
I'm on my way on a first date, and this one's different because I actually know that he knows about my socials. So
see, so this guy knows about her social media platform. Okay.
Yeah, he actually matched with me on one app, unmatched me because he said that he saw my content, and now we've matched again, and he asked to meet up. So we're gonna give it a whirl. We're gonna see what it's giving. We're gonna be open. Yeah, I think we'll get along great. So I will update. I might not update. I don't know because he knows about my stuff. We'll see. This might never see the light of day.
All right, so before she goes into it, let me explain what happened. I guess she matched with the dude, and then he unmatched because he did see her content, and then I guess they matched again, and he decided to go out with her. This dude, I have a theory on what happened, and I don't think women are aware of this, but I'll explain it once we get done. So here we go.
It has seen the light of day after all. That was literally one of the best dates I have ever been on, and he did not want to see me again.
Did you hear that? She said that was one of the best dates that she's ever been on, but he doesn't want to see her again. And my theory is that he did that just to teach her a lesson, because he didn't want to match with her because he saw her content before. But now all of a sudden he did match with her, and he probably like made a bet with his friends. I bet you I can get this woman to go out with me. And he did it and was like, hey, I don't want to see you again. So just to kind of make a point. But the overarching point is, this is what happens when women create their own wall, as I was explaining. So if you got 100 men and you say, I need a man that's over 6 feet, so that leaves what? Damn near what? 10 to 15% men left. So it's only 10 to 15% of men left over on this side. And then you say he needs to make over $100,000. And then you strip away, let's say, half of that, right? Even more. Let's say it's only 5 dudes left, right? But then now that you have these 5 dudes left, those 5 men have to like you. If they don't like you, then you up shit's creek. This is essentially what happened to her. Because every dating story that I heard her, tell, it wasn't her saying, I really like this guy. This is the first time that I ever heard her say that. But then she found out the guy said that I don't want to see you again. So this is essentially what happens to a lot of women when they create their own wall and they make this small pool, and then you staring these guys in the face. Remember, they actually have to like you. Okay? So yeah, so it's a good teachable moment for this. So let's continue.
We went to a speakeasy. We talked for 3 hours. I had to cut the date short. Like, I was like, okay, like, it's time for me to go. Like, I thought that we both really enjoyed ourselves. He was super funny. He was a consummate gentleman. I think that we have like a lot in common, and that like we like want the same things out of life. He said that he felt we had different outlooks on life that would lead to us butting heads. Now, I don't know if that was an excuse and he was just trying to be nice or polite. He ended up talking about like some deep things, like some things that you probably wouldn't want to talk about on the first date or dive too deep into them, like political beliefs and things like that. And I think I may have come across more rigid than I actually am. So yeah, it was super disappointing that he didn't want to see me again. But then I remember that, like, you know, I only like men that like me. Yeah, I only like men with good taste. So yeah, I'll get over it. But I'm still looking forward to finishing out my last 2 days of dating in real life, and yeah, maybe there'll be some dates in between then, hopefully.
All right, so she has 2 more days on this dating and real life series, and I don't think she's got the results that she was looking for just yet. But yeah, I mean, I hope everything works out for her. But I think that guy, I think he was just being an asshole and trying to teach her a lesson, so to speak, because she should have picked up on that red flag. If he didn't like that you do content before, then nothing has changed then. So he just wanted to take that woman out and kind of prove a point that I could still get her if I want her, because she did come on and say that, hey, this is the best day that I have. And who knows? She may have did this to try and get back into his good graces. Who knows? But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, man, she been doing this, but I don't think women understand that, especially over here. I definitely tell men, don't associate yourself with women who do dating content, because you're going to become the content. You're no different. All right. So, and I'm pretty sure these women understand the risk that they take if they do dating content, because that man saw it. And I always ask that question, like, these dudes don't have social media to see this woman talking about, all of her dates, but I guess they do. And she found out the hard way. So shouts out to her, blessings to her, and hopefully everything works out. But yeah, man, that's just my theory. It is what it is. But let's go ahead and get out of here, man. We've been a while. Let me see if I got some super chats. Yes, I think it's starting to skip a little bit. Yeah, this stream, hopefully I'm able to save this the right way. Yeah, the stream is messing up, so I'm gonna have to end it. I see the super chats, guys. I see all the super chats, so I'm not gonna be able to get to them because the stream is froze up on me. So we'll get out of here. Man, I'm trying to fix this. This is crazy.